Assalamu alaikum, and peace and blessings be upon you guys. Now, the topic of the conversation today is about struggles and challenges that new Muslims may face, at least within the first few months of entering Islam. Now, although I catered specifically to new Muslims and converts, reverts, it may simply be very helpful for the wider community, those which may not be convert or revert, that may get a lot of benefit from this video. Hopefully, inshallah, that is the case. Now, I feel like there are a lot of situations that have not been addressed and are repeating and are actually affecting a lot of new Muslims, and sometimes they're just basic things. So I hope that this video can, inshallah, contribute in bringing an awareness for all of us to improve ourselves, inshallah. Now, I'm a revert, a convert to Islam, and if you would like to see my story, I uploaded it on my channel. It's actually playing in the back right now, and please watch it and I hope you enjoy it, as well as subscribe to my channel if you also please check out Muslim Revert stories. The channel is what kind of inspired me as well to go ahead and do this video. They upload very regularly. Please check it out and enjoy that channel as well. I think number one is sometimes they may just go to the masjid and they'll feel very excluded from the wider community. And just imagine walking to a building and seeing people you've never seen before, with cultures and everything that is not part of their own, or in this case your own as a revert, that they may not actually know what to do. So sometimes just saying hello goes a long way. Sometimes a smile, you know, it's sunnah to smile, right? So that smile will make reverts, converts a little bit more comfortable. So this is a challenge that they actually face. Number two, now they're having to leave a lot of their holidays, so like Christmas, Easter, and all of these things that they celebrate with their family, they're having to leave that behind. So there is a challenge for them. So when it comes to specifically to Eid and Ramadan and things like that, don't leave them by themselves, because they become very lonely. Imagine, just have a bit of empathy. Imagine. And on that point, I'll make this number three. There's a lot of process. There's a lot of things that new Muslims process, and for example, they leave a lot of their friends, a lot of their families. They learn. Imagine not knowing the word Bismillah, not knowing the word Assalamu alaikum, and learning these things. So they have to learn somewhere. They have to learn how to pray, how to fast, and all of these things. And they're having to meet people with different backgrounds and different languages and different communities, and they constantly, so they're losing a lot and gaining so much. Alhamdulillah, it's a blessing for the things that they gain, but keep in mind that there is still a challenge on so much that they have to process on a daily basis before they get accustomed to what a born Muslim may be accustomed to. And a born Muslim may be they have, from a very young age, they have madrasa and they learn the Quran and they learn how to pray. And so as they're growing up, so imagine getting all of that in just a very short time. So going on to my fourth point is, when a lot of new Muslims attend certain masjids, they don't necessarily know the difference between religion and culture. So a lot of the masjid that they will attend will actually be community centers, or that masjid may be dominated by a particular group or particular community. So it may be a Somali community, maybe a Pakistani community, maybe an Arab or a particular Arab country community, and a lot of things that go in within that masjid may be very cultural. And so that convert feels that he needs to also adapt the culture that is not necessarily his in order to practice Islam. And I went through this. So a lot of the things that I had to do were actually cultural. A lot of things I was taught was actually cultural. It's just racism. So there is some racism within a lot of cultures, in that they prefer, when it comes to marriage in particular. So this new revert may actually really lost his family, and he may actually be looking for a new family, or not necessarily a new family, but to extend his family into something that is more up his road now, up his new road. And a lot of people will be, oh, my brother in the masjid, but when it comes to genuine legitimization of, I want to marry your daughter, I want to marry your son, a lot of converts may be rejected upon that, you know. So that may be to races, that may be to marriage, or maybe a bit further, which you may actually already have been married to a Muslim, and you will still be, you know, classified as an outsider because you may not share the same language, or you may not share the same culture. And so it's important to acknowledge that these are challenges that reverts go through, you know. Yeah, the next point is a lot of converts lose a lot of friends, and because Islam is not necessarily always accepted in the Western society, and they may be used to a rhythm of like, maybe you just may be the average teenager, the average youngster, the average young adult that may just want to go out and have a party and drink and things like that, drink alcohol. And the moment that they stop that, their friends will find out that you've adapted a way of life that is not equal to ours. So they may lose a lot of friends. Family will definitely acknowledge it. So there is a sense of loneliness, or there's a big sense of loneliness. The way people communicate with you, they still ask me, are you still Muslim? It's been over what, about 11 years since, or something like that, since I converted, and they'll still ask me, oh, are you still Muslim? And then when I say yeah, they're like, oh, okay. And then they're just like, it's kind of like, oh, it's almost as if I'm still a disappointment to a lot of them. So there's a fear that a lot of other reverts fear that they'll lose that, you know. So they kind of like, yeah, so there's a fear. That's a challenge. That is a challenge. Another challenge that a lot of people may actually just overlook, or they may not know, is what that family may do is actually question their belief, and they'll have that day in and day out. Something may happen on the media and they'll be like, did you know such and such happened to such and such? And something like will probably be, unfortunately, probably be like a bombing, or probably be some sort of very negative thing that will represent the religion in a very negative way. And so it's almost like backwards dawah. So you convert to Islam because it's so beautiful, and somebody at home will constantly trying to pick up on things and tell you how your religion isn't that great. And that can happen on a daily and almost year after year, you know. Now, I think I'll leave the list to there, and I will be uploading a few other things. And these challenges are hopefully that we can look upon them, reflect upon them, and acknowledge them, and support a lot of people that you may consciously know, or may actually just simply not consciously know that they're going through it. Just treat them as if they are going through a tough time. So hopefully that your character towards anybody will be that of an empathic, of a kind and merciful character, as the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has taught us to be. I'm gonna leave it at there. Thank you very much for watching this video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings be upon you guys.